Good morning, everybody. Good morning, North Tarrant. We are so glad to see you in a parking lot. So fun. I don't know about you, but I am just praying that it doesn't rain at all. But you know what? At this point, I think I would gladly take some rain for my yard. Yeah? Is that just me? No? Okay. So maybe we'll just kind of play in it if it does rain. Again, we're so glad you're here. We want this to be easy and fun and comfortable. Let us know if you need anything. We're just going to sing some songs and just visit, and I hope that y'all can just rest a little bit with each other. Yeah? Okay. Sounds good.
Pre-chorus, 2, 3, 4.
But you were just getting started, and when I thought it was done for, the waves were just being parted.
2, 3, 4.
I stood at the edge of the water, the enemy pressing in behind. I've wandered the driest desert, no promised land in sight. I stood in the middle of the fire, wondering if I'll make it out alive. When I was losing the battle, surrounded on all sides, I thought it was over, but you were just getting started. And when I thought I was done for, the waves were just being parted. And I've only seen a piece of the picture, it's getting clearer. When I can't see your hand, I will trust your heart. You're just getting started. You're just getting started. You're just getting started. You're just getting started. You're not finished, you're just getting started. Into the darkness you came running, my deliverer every time. My strength, my shield, my shelter, you never left my side. I thought I was over, but you were just getting started. And when I thought I was done for, the waves were just being parted. Oh, I've only seen a piece of the picture, it's getting clearer. When I can't see your head, I will trust your heart. You're just getting started. You're just getting started. You're just getting started. You're just getting started. You're not finished, you're just getting started. You say you are with me, you will go before me, I will trust thee. You're just getting started. You say you are with me, you will go before me, I will trust you only. You're just getting started. You're just getting started. Ooh, I've only seen a piece of the picture, it's getting clearer. When I can't see your hand, I will trust your heart. You're just getting started. Oh, you're just getting started. We've seen a piece of the picture, it's getting clearer. You're not finished, you're just getting started.
When night has fallen, when fear is calm, still you're calling me. When faith is lost, my hope exhausted, you will be my strength. When my mind says I'm not good enough, God, you're enough for me. I've decided I'm not giving up, 'cause you won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. stop what you have started till it is complete. When my mind says I'm not good enough, God good enough for me. Yeah, I've decided I'm not giving up. You won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on, it won't let go. I feel it breaking out, I can't let go. Your love is holding on, it won't let go. I feel it breaking out, I can't let go. You're in my soul. Decided I'm not giving up. You won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out, breaking out. Your love is holding on, it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on, it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo in my soul.
Dustin and Andre behind me, and how about it for our band this morning? They got here at 6:30 this morning, and they've been working ever since. And I got our tech team over here, Brent and Mallory and Sydney and Caden and Doug and Doyle. They've done a remarkable job to turn this parking lot into church this morning. And I want to welcome everybody here so much. Let me ask you this. How many of you have had a great weekend so far? Any good weekends out there? I love it. Linda, thank you for having a good weekend. If you're watching us on Facebook, what was it this weekend that made your weekend great? That's just a question I would love to know. But, you know, for me, one of the things that's made my weekend great has been the opportunity to play with my boys, to ride bikes, and even to dig and find bugs. I don't know if you've seen my wife's Facebook or Instagram account lately, but we have found some of the coolest bugs in our yard, and I love that my boys love bugs. And so that's what's made me smile today. But regardless of what's made you smile over the last week, we are so delighted that you're here today. You know, one of the things that I've missed most about seeing you has been the reality of sharing experiences, of sharing songs of hope and sharing songs of joy. And ultimately, I've missed the chance of just smiling. And so, Paul, do you know a song about smiling?
I think we may have one.
Could you sing it for us? Would that be okay?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to hand it over to Paul, and I hope this makes you smile in the midst of whatever you're walking through.
Lost your way, lost your cool, then straight up lost your mind. Tried so hard to stay ahead, but you keep falling behind. Life is gone and pull you down, make it hard to see. But a little change in your point of view could be just what you need. There's always a reason to always choose joy. There's something deeper that the world can't destroy. Smile when you think you can't smile. There's a bigger plan. The storm only lasts for a while. So smile. Happiness is wonderful, but it doesn't stick around. Walking on sunshine, then here comes the clouds. You can laugh or you can cry when it all falls apart. But I believe the more you laugh, the more you heal the heart. There's always a reason to always choose joy. There's something deeper that the world can destroy. Smile when you think you can't smile. Get up and dance, smile. There's a bigger plan. You got a reason to smile. When you think you can't smile, just clap your hands, smile. There's a bigger plan. You got a reason to smile. To always choose joy. There's something deeper that the world can't destroy. Smile when you think you can't smile. Get up and dance, smile. There's a bigger plan. You've got a reason to smile. When you think you can't smile, just clap your hands, smile. There's a bigger plan. You've got a reason to smile. So we will not fear. We will not fear. You move the mountains, you fight the waters, you fight the battles. Nothing's impossible. You are a strong defense. We stand in confidence. Our God unstoppable. Nothing's impossible. Faithful, faithful to us, God, and we are fearless, fearless in your love. You're faithful, faithful to us, God, and we are fearless, fearless in your love. Sing it with us. You move the mountains, you fight the waters, you fight our battles. Nothing's impossible. You are a strong defense. We stand in confidence. Our God unstoppable. Nothing's impossible. You move the mountains, you part the waters, you fight our battles. Nothing's impossible. You are a strong defense. We stand in confidence. Our God unstoppable. Nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible.
Would y'all pray with me? God, we love you so much. And God, we thank you for even a little bit of rain. God, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here in a crazy parking lot. God, and it brings great joy to see people. Father, to see lives, to see smiles, even smiles behind masks. So God, we just pray that you would continue to allow us to be stirred, to have our confidence stirred by each and every one of us. God, we love you and we thank you. It's in Jesus' name that I pray. Amen. You know, I know it's raining, and so we're gonna be just a little bit brief, but here's something I want to share with you guys just for a couple of moments. You know, over the last couple of weeks, I say that it's been like 119 days since March the 1st when we last got together, but who's keeping count, right? But, you know, one of the reasons we got into this dream of North Tarrant Church was because we genuinely believed that you can't grow spiritually unless you connect relationally. You know, for me personally, I remember back in 2012 and 2013 and 2014, we had a small group. We had a group of individuals, a group of adults that rallied around us and rallied around each other when times were difficult. And one of the beautiful things it did is it stirred a confidence in who God is and what God is capable of doing. And one of the things I want to remind you and I want to encourage you and challenge you with this is in the midst of everything that we're going through, I genuinely believe that community is such a big deal. Now more than ever, I've seen where community can really stir confidence in God. Where when we are forced to live in autonomy, it becomes very difficult. But when we get the chance to live in community, when we get the chance to see faces, it stirs a confidence, it stirs an excitement. In fact, this last song that we sang, it talked about this idea that we're no longer fearful, but we are faithful because of what God has done, that we are fearless. You know, one of the best ways I've found to destroy fear is to be around people that also communicate that hope and that joy and that love that comes from having confidence that God is who he says he is. And so just as a close, I want to share a verse that's been very impactful for me lately. And it's this simple verse. It's Paul. He's challenging his young protege. He's challenging his young leader. He's challenging Timothy, who Timothy was a young pastor. And he told Timothy this, and I would encourage you with this as well. He said, but God has not given you a spirit of fear or a spirit of timidity. How many of us, in light of everything that's going on, how easy is it for us to deflect to fear or deflect to uncertainty? I had a friend of mine who said, we have found out over the last several months that we definitely worship a God of certainty, that when things become uncertain, it's when we begin to question our confidence. You know, it's in those moments that I would encourage, Paul would tell you, knowing that following Jesus could cost you a lot. And he would say, God has not given you a spirit of timidity, a spirit of fear. Instead, he's given you a spirit of power and love and self-control or self-discipline. And I love those three realities because there's this idea that God has given us a spirit of power, of love, and self-discipline, that God has allowed us the opportunity in community to answer the question, what does love require of me? And God has given us a spirit of self-control to legitimately be able to say, you know, whatever is best for you is best for me. I want to go at your own pace. I want to be controlled enough to know that the relationship is more important than my reality. And so I want to encourage you. We got into this because we genuinely believe that life is better connected. We genuinely believe that you can't grow spiritually unless you connect relationally. And we found over the last 3 months that relationships are such a critical piece. So if this shared experience, if we could offer hope and joy and peace, may we be reminded that God has not given you a spirit of fear or timidity. Even in the face of uncertainty, even in the face of a pandemic, even in the face of what does tomorrow hold? Are we going to shut down again? Are we going to have school again? Can I ever go to work again? Will I ever get paid again? There's a lot of uncertainty, but can I encourage you? God has not given us a spirit of timidity, but a spirit of power, of love, and self-control. I'd like to pray, and I'm going to hand it over to the band for one more song. I want to thank you so much for being here. If you're new to our experience, and maybe you're on Facebook right now, I'd love for you just to share where you're watching from, and maybe even drop on our website at northtarrant.org and let us know you're watching. Let us know where you're watching at, and we'd love to keep you engaged because we're going to have more of these outings, more of these opportunities to share experiences with music and a little bit of a message on a regular basis, at least until we can get back into Keller ISD. But until then, we want to make sure you know what's happening and what's going on. And so thank you so much for engaging. Thanks for being here and enduring the rain. I see some umbrellas, but I see a lot of smiles. These are smiles that I have not seen in way too long. It was like Christmas morning. I had a hard time going to sleep last night because I knew I'd get to see you today. So remember, we are meant for community. And it's in community that we can be reminded that you have been given a spirit of power, of love, and self-control. Would you pray with me? God, we love you. And we thank you so much for the fact that you are a big God. And God, we are so grateful that on this Texas June morning, that we have a breeze, overcast weather. And God, I'm wearing jeans and I'm not sweating profusely. We thank you for that. And God, we thank you just for the fact that you wired us for community. And God, I pray that would be our MO, that we would lean into relationships. And God, as things of uncertainty continue to roar, God, may we lean in and be encouraged by one another. And may we live with that gumption, with that excitement, with that joy, knowing, God, that you did not give us a spirit of fear. Even when everything seems to be falling apart, God, we can have confidence in you that you've given us a spirit of power, of love, and self-discipline. 3 characteristics that were punctuated when you overcame the grave. And God, it is that power that we can put our faith and confidence in you, that knowing that no matter what comes our way, genuinely the best is yet to come. So God, thank you for today. Thank you for the opportunity to engage, to encourage each other. And God, we confess we need you now. It's in Jesus' name that I pray. Amen.
I believe that the future is brighter. I believe in His promise for me. I believe that He's working and He's not done. The best is yet to come. I know He makes the anxious courageous. I know He makes the doubters believe. I know He won't stop working 'cause He's not done. The best is yet to come. I've got this hope in my soul. I know You won't let me go. And Lord, I believe with Your life in me, I've just begun. The best is yet to come. I believe that He gives second chances. I believe He works all things for good. I believe that He's working and He's not done. The best is yet to come. I've got this hope in my soul. I know You won't let me go. And Lord, I believe with Your life in me, I've just begun. I've got this hope in my soul. I know You won't let me go. And Lord, I believe with Your life in me, I've just begun. The best is yet to come. I've got my hopes high, You make my hopes rise. I've got my hopes high, You hold my whole life. I've got my hopes high, You make my hopes rise. I've got my hopes high, You hold my whole life. I've got my hopes high, You make my hopes rise. I've got my hopes high, You hold my whole life. I've got my hopes high, You make my hopes rise. I've got my hopes high, You hold my whole life. I've got this hope in my soul. I know You won't let me go. And Lord, I believe with Your life in me, I've just begun. I've got this hope in my soul. I know You won't let me go. And Lord, I believe with Your life in me, I've just begun. The best is yet to come.
Alden, Grant, thank y'all so much. And hey, thank you for joining us today as we got the chance to finally come together. Real quick, I want to let you guys know, next Friday night, July the 3rd, we will be at Prairie Vista Park watching the HOA fireworks. If you want to join us, we would love for you to join us and socially distance watch explosions in the sky. And then we'll be right back here July the 12th. Kenny's our YMCA man. He was excited about us being here. If you see Kenny, tell him thank you very much. And y'all have a wonderful socially distanced Sunday cool afternoon. Facebook, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. Y'all enjoy your day.